This FM Save focuses on a Danish club that are currently in the second division. In fact, they just recently got relegated in the previous season. And I'm talking about Aalborg BK. So a little bit of background into Aalborg BK here. They have been one of the better teams, at least if you look at the Danish first division in the past few years. As you can see here, even in the 2013-2014 season, they have won the first division. The trend has been sort of different recently, especially during the Panasonic days, the bat eating days, they say. Ever since 2020, this club hasn't really been the same. They have sort of been floundering in the bottom half of the first division of Danish football, in certain cases even being relegated. In fact, this past season they were just relegated for the second time. They were relegated also in the 2023 season. Actually, no, 2022-2023 season. What am I talking about? And I'm not going to lie and say that that is a happy thing to see or a good thing to see, because this club in 2008-2009, they were in the group stages of the Champions League. In fact, just 10 years ago, in the 2014-2015 season, they actually were in the Europa League, and 10 years later they're not even in the top flight of Danish football. And I think, that should change here. So just for context, this is the table of the Danish league. Last season, even though Aalborg finished 9th, but because there are like relegation rounds, that I think they brought them down even further. And you know what, let's not stand for this. Let's erase this whole season. Let's begin from the start. And speaking of beginning from the start, that is where we will start at the beginning of the last season. So the relegation has not taken place. Let's try and prevent it from happening, and let's try to look forward and look to more bigger and greener pastures for Aalborg BK here. In fact, I'm throwing myself a little bit of a challenge with this save. So within 5 seasons, I would like to at least win the Danish league at least once, of course. And at the same time, I want to reach the round of 16, at least minimally, of the Champions League. And also, I just forgot, I realized I forgot to add in one thing here. There we go. So if you think that is not hard enough, don't worry, I made it harder on myself. We are only able to sign Danish players for the entirety of the save. So hang on to your hats, everyone. Let's go to Denmark and let's take a look at the Aalborg BK team here. Okay, welcome into the team, everyone. And this is the full side for Aalborg BK here. As you can tell, there are not many players. I mean, we are playing in the Danish league. I wasn't so sure what to expect, but at first glance, seems like an okay bunch of squad here. I think first season, what I would like to do is get some young players and get the squad depth up there, especially in the sort of defense, maybe even midfield area. We do have some forward players as backup, but I think we need some young midfielders and some young defenders. Also, for context, I've actually boosted the squad numbers up already from initially, because I've promoted some players from the under 21 squad, or the under 18 squad, or B team as they call it here. So I promoted some players from there because they seem to be first team ready, and there are spots in the team anyway. So you know what, season number 1, we're gonna start scouting for some young players and see if they are able to be brought into the team here, whether we have the funds and whether they can do the business. So let's get to work. Alright, and just like that, with the snap of the finger, we are at the end of season number 1. I know I promised that we're gonna make some signings, but at the end of the day, no one wanted to come to the club, and we had contracts to renew. So I was like, you know what, we spend that money on renewing some contracts, keeping some players here, so money will spend anyways. Let's take a look at the 2 competitions that we were in season number 1. Firstly is the Odd Set Pokal in here. Fingers crossed that how you say it. Rate my pronunciation out of 10, please, for people who know how to say it. Anyways, we lost in the final of that competition to Copenhagen, which is unfortunate because yeah, we're not gonna get any trophies. All right, this is no spoiler for how the league has gone, by the way, because I think it's quite obvious that we will not be winning the league in the first season. I mean, come on now. To be fair though, I mean, in the 3F Superliga here, if that is actually how you say it, we actually finished way better than we did in the actual competition, in actual real life AAB team. You know what I'm saying? The Aalborg BK team, we perform much better with them. I'm saying Aalborg BK, you know, you got the phone number, you pick up and call, you know who. You know, that's all I'm gonna say. We finished 4th in regular season, but in Denmark they also have like the championship group, which is the top 6, and the relegation group, which is the bottom 6. So this is the relegation group, and we were in the championship group, which we maintained the 4th spot, I believe. Yeah, we did maintain our 4th spot, which is fine, but you know, top 3 have European competitions. I wish we could have finished at least 3rd. We were just 2 points away. So yeah, a little bit of a miss there, but still, I think this is a great start to life at Aalborg BK. But next season, we really need to kind of improve on this, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm not sure how we're gonna improve on it because transfers we have to look at some way other than transfers here. Before we dive into season number 2, let's quickly take a look at the team. Not much to really say here other than Hellenius has been probably our star player with 17 goals and 10 assists, but he's 34 years of age, so we might need to find another star attacker sometime soon, hopefully. And yeah, we do have some good youth players you might see come in the next few seasons. And yeah, speaking of the next few seasons, let's roll into season number 2. Okay, couple things before we start off with season number 2 here. Apparently at the end of the first season, even though we finished 4th, we had a European Places playoff game, which I didn't even know this was a thing, but we now know. And we faced Midtjylland, which we win 3-2. And because of that, in season number 2, as you can see at the top right here, we are, I think, confirmed to be playing Conference League, which is, you know what, I'll take that. It's great. So we get some European competition experience, although only of the conference variety, but still it's great to see how we go in that competition in season number 2. We're gonna make one quick signing here, and that is Casper Winter for our midfield. We do have a lack of depth in the midfield, and I don't want to promote young players as of yet, even though some of them are getting close to the first team level, although they're not there yet. So I'm just gonna stay reserved on that part. We're actually gonna sign someone who's already playing at another team from Lyngby, and we're gonna bring him into our starting 11. So welcome to the club, Casper Winter. We have improved the central midfield, but now it's time to improve the attacking midfield and the striker role at the same time. So we're bringing in, for 625,000, which is like about half our transfer budget here, we're bringing in a 24-year-old striker who can also play at the attacking mid and the left attacking mid, which means it provides excellent backup for us. We are bringing in Magnus Kastrup here on a permanent deal to the club. Hopefully he can be he provides excellent cover on all the 3 different positions, so hopefully he can do well. And the reason why I say that is because we are bringing in a free transfer here. Now this guy is 30 years old here. He's from Denmark, of course, because we can only sign players from Denmark. But this guy, he's on a free transfer, so take note of that. But again, another player that provides a lot of good coverage. The attacking midfield, midfield and also left midfielder. So we're bringing in as a kind of good backup player here, Lucas Anderson. I don't really think this guy is, I don't really have any hopes for this guy. That's not to say I think he's better than, but you know, the club. And also the reason why I brought him in is because at the attacking midfield spot, our current like player who plays there, he's also up in age and he decides to just retire. So I don't have an attacking midfielder, a central attacking midfielder. But brought in two from the transfer window, so I say that's good business done. Big brain gamer, big brain manager here. And yeah, with that, I think that's all our business. Let's go full speed ahead into the season and let's see how we do in season number 2. Okay, we are still in season number 2 here, and we made another free transfer just because I think we still need a better attacking midfielder. Last season, not last season, but at the was it January transfer window? Yeah, January transfer window. We brought in not January transfer window, but for this season at the start, we brought in a attacking midfielder, but he was a last minute backup option. So I want someone who is a little bit more better, a little bit more experienced, and you know, it wasn't, you know, I want to plan it before you know, it shouldn't be a last minute signing basically. And here we got Luka Prip, attacking midfielder. He can also play on the right. He's coming in from Konyaspor, of course, Danish. He's coming in for free at the start of season number 3. So but we're getting him on a free transfer right here, right now. And because we got a new first team attacking midfielder, we don't really require the services of Lucas Anderson anymore. As mentioned, I got this guy at the start of season number 2. He's leaving, well, at the end of season number 2. He'll be leaving on an offer of 80k. So we bought him in for free and we let him leave for 80k. We are making profits here. Thank you for your short time at the club, bud. Time to go! And okay, here we are at the end of season number 2 here. And yeah, we are starting off with the domestic cup, the Oddset Pokalen, which we have won in extra time in the final against AGF here. And you already know the drill by now if you have been watching the videos. Add that to the trophy cabinet, and also I believe that guarantees some form of European competition. But before we get to the Conference League, let's take a look at how we did in the domestic league. To be honest, we did really well in the preliminary phase of the league, coming in 3rd overall, which means once again we go up to the championship half or whatever it's actually called. And in championship group, there we go. And in there, we actually came in 2nd overall. We are 19 points behind Copenhagen. It's just, yeah, I don't know how I'm going to catch them, to be fair, that's going to be a challenge. But one thing that we did get is we did get into Champions League, because I think we won the domestic cup and we come in 2nd. That's how we got to Champions League. I think if we only came in 2nd, that would have given us Europa maybe. I have no idea, but the fact is we're in the Champions League. I'm not gonna lie, but probably not even gonna get to the league phase, or we might be in the qualifying rounds. So I'm not entirely sure, so we might not even get to the league phase. Who knows? We'll come to that time and we'll decide. We'll see how it goes. But that means I think in season number 3 or before season number 3 starts, I might get some top quality signings if I have the funds. So I believe for the Conference League, we actually came in the 2nd qualifying round, so we were not guaranteed a spot in the Conference League. We actually had to qualify, which we did in the 2nd qualifying round. We beat the team there. In the 3rd qualifying round, we also made it through, and in the 4th qualifying round, we also won that game, which means we have actually qualified for the league phase of the Conference League. And this is quite interesting because we came in 5th overall in the league phase, and you know what, we didn't get a single loss as well, which was amazing. So I think looking at this table, the league phase table, is we have already outdone ourselves, you know. I am really happy with this. So we actually went on further into the competition. We skipped the knockout playoff round. We were one of the 16 teams left available in the conference league, and to the surprise of me, we looked like we lost the second leg there, but we won the first leg just enough for us to actually not just enough. We actually won 4-0 the first leg, and then we bottled it. We almost bottled it completely, but we didn't. We made it through to the quarterfinals of the conference league, which you know what, all credit due to the team. This is already amazing for the second season. And in this quarterfinal, unfortunately, just barely though, unfortunately we lost to Borussia Mönchengladbach, and even AGF was there, which is another fellow Danish team. So 2 Danish teams in the conference league quarterfinals is great for Danish football in general. And there we go. As I mentioned, the squad, there's not really much of the squad. We can only select 25 players in the regular season, but one person I like to, actually 2 people I like to give a shout out to, Oliver Ross and Kelvin John. Oliver Ross especially is doing bits here. 30 goals and assists throughout the entire season is amazing here. So that's, you know what, shout out Oliver Ross. He's a Dane as well. He's homegrown as well. I don't know. Yeah, he's homegrown, I think, because he doesn't have any other clubs here. So I'll try to keep Oliver Ross as much as I can at the club, but he actually demanded a huge contract, and I gave him that recently. So if he asks for more money, we might be a little bit screwed there. But yeah, overall, yeah, everyone did their part. The signing of Kastrup as well was amazing. I wonder who brought this guy in. Oh wait, you're looking at him. Yeah, we might have a problem on the goalkeeper front, because if you look at our main keeper, De Boer, he is leaving on a free transfer. Welcome everyone to season number 3, where we start off with what doesn't seem like a big signing. He's only 725,000. But Tobias Lauritsen, he's 21 years old, so there's room to grow here for him. And I'm hoping he does, because he looks like very good, very all-rounded, perfect for the central mid spot, which is where I bought him for anyways. So yeah, he comes in, he fits in straight to the team, and yeah, he comes in for 725,000. Welcome to the club, Tobias Lauritsen. But this is the one that I'm excited about. As I mentioned in one of the clips before, our starting goalkeeper was leaving the club. I mentioned at the end of season number 2, and we need to go in for another new goalkeeper. So I found this Danish goalkeeper, and I thought, you know what, he's a good signing. We had the funds to spare as well, so I thought we splash about half our transfer budget on a new starting goalkeeper here, and that is Theo Sander, 21 years of age as well. He's from FC Copenhagen too, so he's not even playing their main team. I told him, you know what, don't waste your resources at that club. Come play for me, I'll make you our starting keeper. And he came over for 1.4 million. The reason why this is really good for us as well, it takes away an option for Copenhagen. And now we have a departure from the club. I am kind of a little bit sad to let this guy go, because I wanted him to stay. I thought he would be a good backup, but he just wanted to leave the club, and he wanted to leave the club on a free. And I was like, no way, we're gonna get some money out of you. Even though it's only like 115k, it's better than no money at all, right? So Roddy De Boer is off. He was our former first team goalkeeper. Unfortunately, he wanted out the club. He wanted another challenge, I guess. So he's off to the Eredivisie here actually are NAC in the Eredivisie? Okay, they are. He's off to the Eredivisie for 115,000. Thank you for your service. I'm not going to lie and say that I had this signing in mind. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't. But I saw that in order to please one of our star players, we need to improve our midfield, and that's why this transfer came about. So Pelle Madsen, literally the only reason you're coming in because my star player forced me to bring you in. Not specifically you, but just a midfielder. Anyways, enough of that. Free transfer. He's coming to the club here. You know what? It could be a blessing in disguise. Who knows? Okay, some quick transfer update news as we are heading to the end of season 3 here. We're selling this guy Aaron Seidel here because he's an okay player. I don't mind keeping him as a backup, but this guy wants to keep starting, and for some reason, whenever I keep starting him, he gets injured like 5 or 6 months. This guy has more knee injuries than FNG, and he still wants to start. Brother, get out of here. If you keep playing one game and you keep getting injured, I'm selling you. I don't care. And he's pissed because he ain't starting games. Brother, it's your own problem. So I've decided to get rid of the problem. I decided to make him go ahead Eagles for 155,000. So Aaron Seidel, thank you for your service whenever you're not having that catastrophic knee injury. Season number 3 has come to a close here, and yeah, we will start off with, as always, the Oddset Pokalen, where this year we lost in the final to Nordjylland. However, that wasn't my main concern, as in fact I was looking straight ahead to the Champions League and the Danish Superliga as well, which we topped the Danish Superliga in regular phase of the season. We've only one loss as well, which really helped us out here. As we look in the championship group, we went above and beyond. We absolutely smashed the league here with 75 points. Copenhagen being down in 5th with only 48 points is shocking. And I think because of that, we were helped slightly. We can add the 3F Superliga to the trophy cabinet, and not only that, we also satisfy one of our objective, but we also need to take a look at the Champions League and let's see how we went in that competition. We actually started off in the second qualifying round where we trashed Maccabi Tel Aviv, and in the third qualifying round we actually defeated Porto, which was quite a big get for us. And I'm even surprised that Porto are going through the qualifying rounds. I thought they were a shoe-in to qualify as a whole, and I believe in the playoffs we got past Red Bull Salzburg, and that actually made us go into a league phase where we finished, I think, at a very respectable 10th position. I wasn't even expecting to qualify for the playoffs, so the fact that we got 10th put me in a good mood. I was like, you know what, okay, maybe we can complete our objective this season. So for context, I guess, even though you saw it like just a few seconds ago, we needed to reach the round of 16 in the Champions League. So going through the playoffs only get us round of 32, i.e. the knockout rounds, where we unfortunately went out to Napoli. So close yet so far. But the thing that annoys me the most is, if you take a look at Napoli's manager, this brother's haunting me even in another league. Like, go away, like, just bye, have a great time, you know what I'm saying? Like, go away, like, why are you still haunting me? Get out of here, right? Absolute insecure fraud. And unfortunately, yeah, we have to go again another season. Well, we have 2 more seasons to complete the challenger, but for the next 2 seasons, my mind is going to be focused on the Champions League and the Champions League only. Well, I guess the Superliga as well, because if you don't get first, we won't even qualify for the Champions League. But before we head out to the Champions League, actually, I want to take a quick shout out here, especially to one person in particular. In fact, the whole squad is doing pretty well in my opinion. Like, it is a massive glow up since I first started, in my personal opinion at least. Especially the Danish talents. Theo Sanders come in and made an excellent impact. The day one people, there's one person that I'd like to highlight is Oliver Ross. This guy is becoming an absolute stud for us. He's becoming our key man here for us. So this is one guy to look out for. Castro as well. I believe I brought in this guy. I could be wrong. Yeah, I brought him in for 600,000. He's now worth 5.8 million. The insight is immaculate. You can never say that about some other people who finished 6th in the Serie A. Okay, Yeah, so the whole squad is doing well. Welcome to season number 4, everyone. And you know what? This is the point of the I guess the save where everything turns around. We're not just signing players just for backup purposes. I want to sign players that, of course, they must be Danish, of course, but I also want to sign players that are able to start in the first team and able to make a huge impact in the first team in our Champions League campaign and all that good stuff. Of course, the Danish thing is a slight barrier, but so far I'll be able to live with that. Let's first of all take a look at the first signing into the club for this season, Matt Anderson. He's coming in from Luton Town, which might seem like, oh, you know, this guy's not that great. Stat-wise, he looks pretty decent, and we do need some strong defenders, I feel, for the upcoming season, as that's the area that we're lacking at the most. So that's where most of our transfer budget will go this season, at the back line. So the first signing in, Matt Anderson from Luton Town. He may be up there, 29 years of age, but we get him in on a free transfer. We also got another signing to the club at the midfield spot, Oliver Sorensen, who is at Bournemouth at this save. He was on loan at Silkeborg, and I saw him, you know, I was monitoring him at Silkeborg. He was doing quite well in the Danish league, so I decided to bring him in. We need also a little bit of a better midfielder if we were to go far in the Champions League. So Sorensen here comes in at a 2.2 million fee, which I think is not too bad considering his stats. So Oliver Sorensen is our next signing into the club. But this is the big one that I've been waiting for to get over the line. It is Elias Jellert from Dortmund here. He has come into the club from Dortmund. This is our massive signing. Probably the record transfer fee since he has been here at the club, or since I have been here at the club. Elias Jellert is the young fullback. He can do us good for this season and next season. He's coming into the club here, and he's a good option for both left back and right back if so need be. We're paid 10.5 million for his services, so I'm expecting big things. We have brought in some big players, but we're letting one go as well, although he's not that high profile. It's Bjorn Pudel, a guy who has been here since day one. The reason how you can tell that is because he's German and I don't sign Germans. So he was here at the club since day one. Unfortunately, he has now, at the current position of the squad, I feel he has overstayed his World Cup. It's not really required anymore. We don't really play a formation with the defensive mid anyway, so yeah, although he can play center back, but still, I think if we want to sign a backup center back, we probably can go in for someone better anyway. So Bjorn Pudel, thank you for your service. He goes off to Legia Warsaw for 400,000. Okay, panic stations activate. Okay, because we have some bad news here. Before the start of the season, Oliver Ross, who was the main striker for our team, and in fact, this guy has been doing an absolute madness for us. He's been here since day one, and he's been scoring goals for fun during his time at the club. Unfortunately, in his contract, there was a release clause, and Al Batin from, I want to say, the Saudi League activated his clause. I tried to re-sign him. He didn't want to take it, and unfortunately, he has gone to Saudi League for 10.5 million. There's nothing I can do about it. This is a huge blow for us because he's our main starting striker, bagging us all the goals. And I thought, you know, I want to cement him as a legend at the club, sort of, during this run. But he has left the club. So, I mean, thank you for your service, and he can never be replaced. But we'll try to get a striker in his position, I guess. Okay, so as a result, I had to quickly scramble to get Oliver Ross' replacement before the end of the transfer window, and I don't want to say I've successfully done that because, as I mentioned, he can now be replaced. But we've got someone who, at least for this season and next season, hopefully can take that spot and do hopefully something with it. Philip Bundegaard here. He comes in for Brøndby, And yeah, I really had to scramble for this one. There were no options that were within budget and could do the business other than this one and maybe one other person. So I brought him in from Brøndby. Okay, season number 4 has been closed here, but just finished the final match. And let's take a look at our performance this season. The odds at Pokalen, we have won that, which is good. And in the league phase is more the same domination, which is also what you like to see. We've dominated the preliminary phase as of last season, and because of that, not relegation group, but in the championship group, we won it as well. So we won the 3F Superliga here. Copenhagen coming in second in the relegation stage. What a fall from grace they have. But that was the league and that was the cup, which means if you look at the performance that we have qualified for next season Champions League, should we need it. But if you look at the league pace, I believe we actually did the same results as we did last season. I think so, at least. And I'm pretty sure last season we finished 10th as well. So that means we are on to the playoff phase again, which means we need to get at least a win in the next round if we want to actually advance into the round of 16, which is as specified in our objective. And we just by the skin of the teeth managed to get past Atletico Madrid. We finished 2-2 after both legs, but we won on a penalty shootout. Let's see how we did in the next round, the round of 16. Unfortunately, this round we were not so lucky. In fact, we have succumbed to a 3-5 loss to Bayern Munich. But I would say overall, that is a good campaign. I believe, as you can see here, Bayern Munich is in the final against Barcelona. So as you can see on the screen, we are satisfied both objectives within 5 seasons. We have won the Danish leagues multiple times, in fact, and we have at least reached the round of 16 on the Champions League. So that is a save done. That is all the objective completed. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, remember to leave a like, subscribe for more, and let me know what other save you'd like to see down below. Some ideas, suggestions would be great. Now, anything simple, anything challenging, put it down below. I'll take a look, and your idea might be in a future video. Until then, take care, everyone. See y'all.